Ladies and gentlemen, The Office.
Oh my God.
First question. Which actor is most like their character on the show and which is most unlike their character?
Hey, what's up? I love you, it's Ben.
Yeah,
Yes, Angela is the most
unlike.
like.
Angela's most unlike, and Mindy is probably most like Kelly now.
Really more than BJ is like Ryan?
Yeah, it's a tie.
Oh,
Wait a second.
The
I
fight
played Katie in
continues.
All right, our second question tonight is for Ed Helms. Ed, what has it been like going from The Daily Show to a scripted show like The Office?
Well,
oh my God.
dude. Did that answer your question? It's actually a very simple answer. They're both an absolute blast, and I'm incredibly proud to be a part of both shows, but they're totally and completely different. On The Daily Show, we all the correspondents played just sort of snarkier versions of ourselves. And on The Office, I get to play a much more three-dimensional character that I like to think is very different from myself. And I hope you guys will back me up on that. But yeah, so it's very different, but really fun. Ra-da-da-da-do.
All right, my next question is for Angela Kinsey. Angela is a complicated character. What steps do you take to get into her mindset?
Brian would say I just be myself, huh? No, I guess I ride Brian and Oscar pretty hard over there in accounting.
That's what she
Oh!
said. Ra-da-da-da-do.
All right. Okay, I walked into that one. Shiitake mushrooms. Okay, so I think my character is really complicated, and I love that about her. And I guess the way I prepare for her is I think a little bit about some ladies I worked with at 1-800-DENTIST. And I once was yelled that I did a Christmas bow wrong for the Christmas party. And so I think about those folks.
Brian Baumgartner, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I enjoy your devious, mischievous expressions. Do you practice your facial expressions in the mirror?
What do you mean?
Actually, I would say no to that, but there was one facial expression that Greg Daniels, actually, who was directing an episode, I don't even actually remember exactly what the expression was, but it was some sort. Oh, I don't remember exactly what it was. It was a moment from the season premiere this year of Fun Run, where Kevin believes that Pam and Jem are dating, and they have an exchange together that is very innocent, that Kevin thinks is bull honky. So the description was something like with utter shock and outrage or something, and I wasn't getting that specific facial expression. So Greg took me into the bathroom. Greg and I went into the men's bathroom
That's what
together.
she said. No!
No! And we did facial expressions. I came out and did it
And nailed it.
and nailed it. Thank you. Doo-doo-bip-boo-doo.
My next question is for Melora Hardin. Which do you prefer playing, repressed Jan or domestic goddess Jan?
Wow, I like that. Jan is an amazing character to play in any incarnation, to be honest. And I just love the many incarnations of her. Really, the way that she's started and sort of evolved. It really started as this very tight-laced corporate woman who turned out to be what she is today. Is a beautiful and complicated collaborative dance that I really consider to be involved with the writers and myself, and it's very exciting. I can't say enough about what a pleasure this character is to play and what meat I have to sink my teeth into. That's what she said. Okay. No, it's great. I don't know. I can't say like I like the domestic one better than the corporate one or vice versa. She's complicated and exciting in any mask. Oh my. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Leslie David Baker. Your character gets annoyed by his coworkers. How do you keep a straight face?
I find myself biting the back of my tongue an awful lot to make those very dour and sour faces. I've heard more this weekend that you're smiling. My gosh, we never get to see you smile that much. We didn't know you had a full set of teeth. We never see you smile so much. I do a lot of thinking of dead dogs, cats, animals, anything to make me just, to get me into that dour, repressed, very sour place. So, yes. But today I'm happy. The pills kicked in.
Mindy Kaling. Do you have a preference to writing or acting in the shows?
I'm going to answer like the kid who has to decide which parent he wants to go with in the divorce. And I'm going to say that I love them both, and I feel like the luckiest person in the world to get to be able to do both things and to get to be paid to do both things. It's amazing. And I will say, though, as a writer, you get to be a little bit more of a slob, which is fun. Like if you could see our writing staff, like we get in at 10, we get to wear whatever kind of crappy clothes we want to wear, and we stay late. Whereas acting, it's like 6 a.m., getting into hair and makeup. It's a lot tougher in a different way. But both are really awesome. That's my boring answer.
Next question is for Craig Robinson. This question for Craig. Daryl. Are you going to be around even more in future episodes, and will there be more to the Kelly Daryl storyline?
To the first question, please God, yes. And I think the second question could best be answered like this.
He has been angling to kiss me for the past 14 hours. Anytime we get in front of a microphone, he's like, "Where's Mindy? We got a kiss." This answer can
Wouldn't
only
we
be.
do the same
People are like,
thing?
"Craig, where are you from?" He's like, "This can only be answered with a kiss. Where's Mindy?" Hey, Craig, what would you like to have for dinner? I'd like a kiss from Mindy Kaling.
Next question. This is for Kate. Kate Flannery. What is Meredith's backstory in your mind beyond the alcoholism and divorces?
It's funny funny. I feel like I've exposed a lot of body parts, but not a lot of storyline. So I sort of imagine that one of, Meredith has been divorced twice. I actually imagine that one of her ex-husbands, is either a serial killer or I don't know, or just buries people's body parts out in the woods of Scranton. I don't know. No, I think it's pretty dark. I think it's a dark.
Dude.
In a funny way.
Go
yes, but in a funny way.
darker.
But I just want to say, since I got here, everyone, I just want to say, people are telling me I'm beautiful in Scranton. I'm never leaving Scranton. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Really. I'm beautiful here. Thank you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Oscar Nunez. Oscar, you have an improv background. Does that training help you on The Office?
Yes, no, I don't know. It's improv. They train you to think on your hands. I mean, to think off the top of your head. And no, of course, it's helped. Of course, it's helped tremendously. And because of, what? Reno rocks! Woo! And yeah, it does. And a lot of us actually met. I know Angela and I have known each other, through improv. A lot of people up here have done improv.
Right.
So it is fantastic. If there's any kids out there who are studying to be a lawyer or a doctor, I say quit and get into join an improv troupe.
Yeah.
And I strongly suggest that. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend, Creed Bratton. Question for Creed. How much real Creed is in the character Creed?
When I first passed out in the back of a Greyhound bus in Los Angeles, I woke up in Scranton. An Ed truck found me eating out of a dumpster, took me to a soup kitchen, introduced me to a young salesman he had just hired, Michael Scott. And they showed me the ropes. I was horrible at sales, but they took a pity on me and allowed me to go into quality assurance, where I found a little niche. And that's 90 seconds. And basically, that's as far as I go, guys. Because I stopped carrying a long time ago.
To answer that question, Creed doesn't actually know this is a TV show.
No, he doesn't.
Very good. Phyllis Smith. Mrs. Bob Vance. The question is, you used to work in casting. Does that help you as an actor?
I think absolutely.
Yeah.
I was honing a craft that I didn't know I was honing at the time, because I had no idea that my path was going to go this way.
Right.
So I have to thank all the actors up here for helping me as I auditioned you through the years. Andy, I used to see Andy all the time in the room, and so yes, that's where I honed my craft, was from fellow actors.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
Mr. Bobby Ray Schaefer, Bob Vance. Vance Refrigeration. What is Bob Vance, Vance Refrigeration, planning to do for Phyllis for their wedding anniversary?
Excuse me, I lost my voice today, but I've had really bad luck with Susans in the past. This is a very... What am I going to do for her anniversary? Well, I told one of the producers, who shall remain nameless, Phyllis needs a new car. An Escalade with spinners. We need like $100,000 ride for it, because Vance Refrigeration is doing so well, and I owe it all to her.
Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the CFO of Dunder Mifflin, Andy Buckley, David Wallace. You play a CEO with frightening accuracy. Who was your inspiration?
There's a local Merrill Lynch guy named Roland Greco who's in the audience. He was one of them. No, it's a whole hodgepodge. I don't know. I just tried not to move too much. Just tried to sit where they told me to sit and tried not to get fired. So that was my inspiration. Don't get fired. Come on, this is fun. This is too much fun.
Thanks, Andy.
We're back to Greg here. I see similarities between MASH and The Office. Are any of the production staff fans of MASH or consider it an influence?
When we were shooting the episode The Fire, we kept hearing helicopters that would interrupt takes. And I know MASH is supposed to be in Korea, but it's set in the hills of Los Angeles, and we're trying to mimic the lush, forests of Scranton in the same dusty hills of Los Angeles.
Dwight and Angela were once compared to Hot Lips Houlihan
Oh,
and
yeah,
Frank.
there you go.
So there's that one little thingy for you.
Thanks so much for your help, Angela.
Ed Helms, you went to high school with Brian. Did you guys know each other in high school, and is it weird to be working with him now?
Yes, we knew each other in high school. Brian and I went to high school in Atlanta, Georgia, and woo! And it's awkward for me to talk about because Brian at the time was dealing with a heroin addiction and
sad but true.
We weren't very close because he was there was most of our junior year he was on trial for murder, and it was just a very dark period in Brian's life. But the truth is, we were both in a bunch of plays together. We were both kind of nerds. I'm going to claim that you were a nerd also. I was a nerd in high school, and Brian's a year older, 1 year, right?
Yeah, as far as you know.
Yeah. And it's extremely awkward to work with him now. Extremely awkward.
I know. I will actually. If I know I don't want to skip Angela, and I want my own question, but I can answer. We were actually shooting the webisodes that Oscar and Angela and I did with a lot of the other cast members at the very end, right before summer, and I was in the break room back in the back of Dunder Mifflin, and I'm standing there talking to the camera, and suddenly over the cameraman's shoulder, I see Ed Helms, who I went to high school with, and it was like a mind-blowing thing. Like, why are you here?
That's true.
Why am I doing this in front of you?
We hadn't seen each other in like 15 years at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Because I hate The Daily Show.
Was it instant? What do you think the current relationship between Angela and Dwight is?
Well, oh, Dee. I think Dwight is in the doghouse because he mercy killed my cat. And I think it's going to take Angela Martin a long time to get over that, and she's going to make him suffer for it. And, maybe she'll nard dog it a little.
Whoa, red that dude.
I think there's some saucy love triangle there.
All right, Brian, here's your own question. Can you sing and play drums in real life, and have you ever been in a band like the one Kevin is in?
Well, it's interesting. I was touring with the Police last summer. No, I cannot play any instrument. Paul Lieberstein, who plays Toby on the show, he does drum a bit and gave me lessons. And then we had an amazing drummer who worked with us on Phyllis's wedding episode. But I don't really sing, nor have I ever been in a band. I'm not that cool. Yeah, thank you. I love you too. I love you too.
Melora, you have a great singing voice. Would you want Jan to sing on The Office?
Well, first of all, thank you for the compliment. I don't really think it's appropriate for Jan to be the kind of singer that I am. The only thing I could ever think of Jan ever singing would be like some kind of a twisted, sweet lullaby to Michael. Which would have some kind of strange double entendre to it. That would be the only way she could sing, but she wouldn't sing that out very loudly. It would be very soft and sweet, like twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are.
Leslie, who is Stanley's least favorite person in the office?
Wonder who that could be. Of course, it would probably have to be Michael. Yes. What else you got? That's it?
That's it. I don't write the questions. They're given to me.
All of that, and that's all you got for
Blame
me.
Blame the
Nothing
writers.
else. Just
Blame the
nothing
writers.
Sitting perched on the ledge, and
Leslie,
that's it.
has anyone ever told you that your character on The Office is a little bit like Eeyore?
Yes, they have. Thank you very much.
I hope to come up with a better question next time around. I'll work on it.
I'll be waiting.
All right. All right, Mindy, what was your inspiration for turning Kelly from the conservative character we see in Diversity Day and the Dundies into the girly girl, outspoken character she is now?
Okay, well, if you see it from my perspective, I was hired as a writer on the show at 25, single girl living in Los Angeles. And Greg Daniels said, hey, I want you to be on the show. I think it'd be cool. We're going to put you in the most hideous outfit you have ever worn in your entire life and no makeup whatsoever. So I'm like a crafty woman who was seeing Greg all the time and then who was busy with other things. And it was just sort of relentless. Over the course of the years, just be like, hey, Greg, I thought maybe instead of this buttoned-up puritanical outfit, I'd just be wearing like kind of a low-cut pink top. They'd be like, I'm too busy, just do it. So I think that it was, I mean, I'm joking, but there was a little bit of me wanting to be a little bit less, because I don't know that person really, the like buttoned-up 25-year-old girl, but I do know the kind of like frilly pink teenager girl, because she's, as Greg said, a lot like my own personality. So yeah, that's just been something that the show has, and I've been leading that crusade since the first season to try to make her into more of like a mall rat, which I guess is what she is now.
Greg, can I lose the puritanical tops? I counted. One of my tops has 32 buttons.
No, I wised up to that.
Ugh.
Sorry.
Craig, how long before Daryl finally flips out on Michael?
I think that question could best be answered like this.
And it works every time. I'm like, got it, tongue kiss Craig.
Daryl is too cool to flip out on Mike. I think.
Dinkin' flicker.
But Mike does push his buttons, but Daryl is just, he's a few steps ahead, so he comes into work prepared.
Question for Kate. What was your reaction when you were told you were going to be run over by Michael?
I actually asked our producer, Kent Zbornak, if I was actually going to live. And he said to me, this isn't all my children. And I was actually very relieved to get to do my own stunt. And actually, Kent Zbornak actually did the stunt first to show me that it was okay. And I kind of got sort of competitive with him, and I thought, I could do that. I could do that better than he can. And I actually got a little nervous when we were shooting it, and Greg was directing that episode, and I kept sort of flinching when I was hitting the glass, like any normal human being would. And I remember Greg Daniels took me behind the warehouse, and he was just trying to kind of get me out of my head, and we just did a bunch of jumping jacks, and it was like one of the greatest moments of my life. It was really awesome. It was.
I have another question for you. Can I sign your cast?
Get in line, pal.
The next question's for Oscar. Has Oscar broken up with Gil yet? And who would Oscar date if he were to try girls, as he mentioned in season 3?
That's interesting. I asked about that to Greg. I said, "Is he? What's happening with his character in the relationship?" And he took me out to the alley, and we did jumping jacks and sit-ups. We ran around a little bit, and I got real sweaty, and then he just took a picture of me and walked away. And I don't know what the. I didn't get an
run you
answer.
over with a
I
car.
don't have an answer to that. But that was the process. I think he was trying to tell me something in his own way about the process. No, I trust the writers implicitly in whatever they have in store. It's bring a great ride and bring it on, whatever happens to the character I've gotten. As long as he's not in a coma, because that would limit my range of acting if he were just lying prone.
This isn't All My Children.
Other than that, I'm fine with yeah.
Creed. I love the extended scene on Booze Cruise. Will you be playing guitar in any upcoming episodes?
Well, I don't know. That would be a Greg Daniels question, I guess. I got to sing a song in karaoke, Spinning a Reelin', a song I wrote. And of course, we're playing today. But I don't know. That's a writer's question, actually. But thank you very much.
Phyllis, was it fun for you to tell Angela off?
You better believe it.
It is so hard to be mean to Phyllis in scenes, you guys. She has the sweetest personality and sweetest face, and I just have to walk up to her and be like, "You're a whore."
Angela,
Hey,
is
watch
Blue
it.
whorish? Is Blue whorish too?
Of course Blue is whorish.
Okay,
Anything
fine,
Phyllis
fine.
wears is whorish.
I can take it off, Angela.
Hey!
Oh, that's
That's my bit.
Everyone loves Bob Vance, Vance Refrigeration. When are we going to see more of him? I'm not sure what's that implying.
Bob Vance, Vance Refrigeration. Bob Vance, Vance Refrigeration. Bob Vance, Vance Refrigeration.
For Andy, how do your clients in your real office job, if those who don't know, Andy actually has a job that's not acting, a day job, and he's a very accomplished actor still, but how do your clients in your real office job react when you realize they realize you're on The Office?
Well, I guess we'll find out next week, huh? No. People actually get quite a kick out of it. Because, for those of you who watch the show, I've really only been on it a couple of times. So it doesn't take a lot of time. It's like I have a golf habit or something like that. So far, so good. We'll see. Go Nittany Lions, baby. Big night tonight.
Yeah, but you guys kind of need to know the story about Andy. This is really cool, actually. Andy was a professional actor. He quit acting to become a stockbroker. He, has a great business doing that and works with Merrill Lynch. And Phyllis, or Allison Jones, our casting director, ran into him on the street and said, "Oh, you'd be perfect for this CEO in The Office." And Andy was like, "Well, I'm not acting anymore." And Allison, "Please, just come and do this." And here he is. So it's a pretty exciting story because this is really like his little side thing.
You people, this is just a little side thing for me. This is your lives? My God.
Yeah.
My God.
He has a real job.
Yeah. Greg, I am always available. Always.
All right, Ed. What would your Second Life character be like?
I think that question can best be answered by Greg making out with Mindy.
And there you
Rid-a-doo-doo-doo. Wait, where's that from? Can I ask where rid-a-doo-doo-doo comes from? Because we do that in the writer's room when we think we've pitched something funny. But I don't know, Ed, where is that from?
I don't know. That came from
I
I know what it was. It was when we were Jim and I were driving, and I had him beer me a CD and all that. But I think that's kind of how I sing songs to myself when I'm hanging out by myself. And this is just a fun place to kind of, I don't know,
Break it out.
inject that into Andy's character. But I do that. That's kind of how I talk sometimes.
Can I also tell you guys that Ed does the best Tom Brokaw?
Yes,
Yes,
do it, yes.
And he does it on set all the time.
Tom Brokaw drunk.
The Israelis have once again launched an all-out attack on the Palestinians. Thank you.
Angela, you are very involved with the fans, writing your blogs, communicating via MySpace, and it's appreciated. Why is that important to you?
Well, what a thoughtful question. You know what? I mean, when the show started out, we definitely felt like the little engine that could, you know, like we were really searching for our audience, and we were so proud of the show. And it's great as an actor. We often do a lot of shows that you're like, maybe tune in, maybe don't. And this show we were so proud of, and we wanted to get the word out. Jenna started a blog and on MySpace. Yeah, Jenna Fisher. And she set it up for me. I don't know much about computers. I didn't know how to do it. And then she set one up for Brian, and we started to blog each week, like behind-the-scenes stuff. Brian blogs as his character, Kevin Malone. And I thought I'd blog as my character, but then I was like, she probably thinks the internet's witchcraft. And she certainly wouldn't be talking to inappropriate strangers. So it was a way to really connect to the fans and reach out to everyone. And we're still doing it because we love you guys. We love that you support the show and love it.
All right, Brian, in a game of around the world basketball, who would win, Kevin or Jim?
Kevin/Brian has and will.
That is true. We had a basketball goal set up.
We had a
on-
basketball goal set up outside by where our rooms are, and we started playing horse. Some of you might be familiar with it. John Krasinski and I, and he would lose. And we bet M&Ms, and he would double or nothing, double or nothing, double or nothing, double or nothing. By the time we were done, he owed me a lot of M&Ms. And then he would eventually win because I'd let him, but it's fine.
Oh. Of course, John isn't here, so. Oh, I know, ladies, I know.
Melora, saline, silicone, or Wonder Bra?
Wow, what an interesting question. You know what? It actually is. It's a fabulous feat by the wardrobe department, and it is mostly made up of, fully made up of, a D-sized bra and lots of very hard padding that pushes my real breast to the very tippity top of the bra, so that by the end of the day, needless to say, I'm quite relieved to take off my strap-on chest.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
Oh, there it is.
Leslie, which do you prefer? Sudoku, word search, or the classic crossword puzzle?
Absolutely the traditional crossword puzzle. It's tried, it's true, it's absolute. Actually, somebody out here gave me a brand new crossword puzzle book, so it will be put to good use. Traditionalist. None of this new Sudoku stuff. No.
Very traditional and simple and basic.
Yes.
Excellent. Mindy.
That was it?
You can have mine.
I'll give you a repeat. I'll give you a repeat at the end of the
I'll get another
end
one.
of the panel.
Come on, Daryl, kiss me.
It seems like The Injury was a popular episode. What was your inspiration?
The Injury is probably my favorite episode that I've written, and thank you. And
Wait till next week.
oh yeah, that's right. I have an episode next week. That's nice. I like also, but the injury was fun because I believe it's like one of the silliest premises, Greg, that we've ever had. You know, you have these. It came after like, you know, Booze Cruise, where they go on a work cruise and two people can, you know, there's all these fraud moments, and then this one where it's like, let's build an episode around Michael's grilled foot. Which I thought was amazing because Greg has a very silly side as a boss. I mean, he's a great leader and he's very serious, but he's absolutely the most goofy person ever. And when he attaches to something, like, I think the original idea was that Michael had fallen asleep in the sun and had sunblock all over him except for his foot. And it started off as a sunburned foot. Greg, is that correct? Is that how it started?
I think so, right? You pitched it, didn't you?
I don't remember. It was just a long time ago. And actually, the name of the episode was called My Grilled Foot for the longest time, until we thought that might be too weird for people to want to tune in and watch that. But yeah, no, I was amazed and excited that we could base a whole episode that was basically about disabilities around Michael's crazy disability of having to eat bacon every morning the first thing when he wakes up. So
It was a pretty silly premise, and it took Steve Carell like a 2-minute talking head to make it sound plausible.
Oh, that's my favorite talking head he's ever done, where he's like, sue me, every morning I like to wake up to the smell of bacon. But Steve, I remember when we sat and when he read it, it's like he's such a genius because there's about 7 crazy things that he's just like, and yes, every morning I have to have 7 strips of bacon, and no, I don't like to go to my kitchen to do it. It has to be in my bedroom. And he just like railed through it, and it was like, next, Minnie, give me something else. So he's like such a genius, so he could make something so crazy into something that I just like love thinking about. And it was, yeah, that's a great, fun episode to have written.
Question.
Kiss him. Go on and kiss him. Get it out.
Another kiss? Another kiss?
This is the worst. I have a boyfriend who's here, I think. He's like...
You had a boyfriend.
Not
He left
anymore.
and he took your purse with him.
Question for Craig. Can you tell me a little bit about the rest of the warehouse crew?
Absolutely. We have Lonnie, who is played by Patrice O'Neill, a fantastic comedian. Mindy Kelly called him a sea monster in one episode. Then we have Calvin. What's Calvin's name on the show? Lester. Lester is played by Calvin, and then
Carly plays Madge.
Carly is played by Madge.
Madge is played by Carly.
Madge, that's what I said. And then the other guys. So
Craig has no idea. He just breezes in with his Hummer with his like 6 toes around him and just shows up for set. He has no idea who he's acting with.
somebody wants a kiss.
Yes, sir.
It's a hard-working, tight-knit crew, and we do all kind of fun activities down there and listen to music.
Kate?
Can I just state that was the first response that didn't get any applause? All right. I'm just playing.
Question for Kate is, you're from Philadelphia. What was your favorite part of growing up in Pennsylvania?
How about it? What was my favorite part of growing up? Well, my family owned a bar, and you know, you got to be careful what you tell the writers on this show, because I did not start out as an alcoholic. But yeah, I know. My dad's bar was like a total old man bar filled with characters. I mean, there was a guy that broke into my dad's station wagon and fell asleep. And when my dad found him, he did what any normal man would do. He gave that guy a potato peeler and a job for the next 25 years. So yeah, I know. I got to tell you, this is so great for me to be back in Pennsylvania. There's so many people who go to the University of Scranton who went to my high school, Archbishop Carroll. I met with a bunch of them yesterday. They're awesome. And this is very surreal. And I'm so excited to go to the State Store and to go to the beer distributor. This is awesome.
While we're on the subject of kissing this afternoon, Oscar, in Gay Witch Hunt, how many takes did you have to do of the infamous kiss with Michael?
We weren't supposed to kiss. We weren't supposed to kiss. We were just supposed to hug. And in one of the takes, he came in and he was real close, and I'm like, he can't. It's too close. He's too close. He's not gonna go this way or that way. I'm like, yeah, here he comes. and he kissed me, and I saw fireworks. Relax, calm down. Please, calm down. We're all adults here, and some children sprinkled. And he kissed me, and we're kissing, and I knew it was funny, and I'm thinking, oh, these people, they must be dying. And the cameras were on us, which was great, and then we edited around it, but there were a lot of the cast was laughing, and how could you blame them? And it was really funny. It was really funny, and yeah, it's cool. It was a great day.
Question for Phyllis is, what is the key to competing in Olympic level flonkerton?
Well, you have to practice a lot. That's why how I broke my ankle is I was practicing for the Olympics here and I fell off my flonkerton box. And no, it's persistence and good balance. You have to have really good balance and two guys that can lift you up and help you across the line.
And you know, Phyllis was a dancer. She was a serious dancer, man. She was awesome. You know how to shake it, lady.
I would shake it now, but I can't because I can't stand up.
Phyllis, question for Bobby Ray. I imagine you must go around and people say Bob Vance Refrigeration back to you. Do you get tired of hearing that?
Bob says no. Bob Vance Refrigeration says no.
Question for Andy Buckley is, do you ever get tired of hearing Bob Vance Refrigeration?
Before I answer that, I would just like to see Kelly and Daryl kiss again while I answer.
Mitch, I would too.
And I would also like Creed to answer this question. He's ducked a lot of... No, that's
Okay.
the question.
Now, the question is, do you ever get recognized? This is from... Go ahead.
From one of my family members?
Yes.
Because, oh my God, I got recognized once. It was the greatest thing. I got such a kick out of it. It was spectacular. But it was, so no, I don't. My son recognizes me, so that's good.
Thanks, Andy. Now we're going to kick it out to Josh, who has meandered out into the audience for just time for a few audience questions.
Yes, Matt, we decided to move out here, and I got my first question from Laurie. Go ahead, what's your question?
My question is for Brian, and Brian, we were wondering if you would give us that big, brilliant Kool-Aid smile that we've been waiting for.
Kool-Aid smile! Woo!
So freaking goofy.
Hey, Ed, I was wondering if you can finish this phrase. Give me a break, give me a break, break me off a piece of that.
Football cream.
I brought you a Kit Kat bar.
Okay, I don't know why, but
All right, for Creed, if you could be any kind of animal, what kind of animal would you be and why?
Here we go.
Not an iguana. A meerkat would be interesting. I think if I could be any creature, I'd be a, not a Tasmanian devil, no. A platypus. A duck-billed platypus. There, thank you.
Part of the reason that I love the show so much is because Michael can make things so uncomfortable, and the most uncomfortable episode for me to watch is Phyllis's wedding. For any of you guys, what's the most awkward scene that you've had to do or watch afterwards?
The hardest scene to do in the wedding was the passing gas scene. We couldn't get through, every time he would say the word pungent, he would just start to pucker and say the part of it, and we would break up. Let's see. As far as the awkward part was when we were on the. He was talking about us behind it. Pardon me? Oh, well, he said Easy Rider. I had actually that scene. I started tearing up. As an actor, I was tearing up, and after it was over. The writer, Caroline Williams, came up to me and she says, "Phyllis, are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm fine." And she goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry he made you cry." And I said, "What are you talking about? I was acting. I'm not crying." And so that was awkward for them. It wasn't for me, though.
This is for Ed. After seeing the Fun Run episode, do your nipples really chafe?
It's funny. I did a triathlon about a week or two after that, and it wasn't a big. I don't mean to sound like a jock because I'm not, but it was like a half a mile swim and a couple of miles bike and a couple of miles run, and I didn't bleed. I wasn't squirting blood out my nipples like it is in the episode, but it was they were chafed. Yes, they were definitely chafed. So thank you.
This is for Meredith. I just want to know how many times it took you guys to get that one perfect shot of you flashing Michael during the Christmas party.
Oh my God. You know, it's so funny. I was so nervous. I had never been topless before. I know that seems hard to believe. I was really nervous, and I remember I know Steve was like trying to make me feel calmer, and he told me, he said, "I'm not staring at them. I'm just looking at your clavicle." And then I thought, well, anyway, but we actually shot it like a few times, and then we thought we were done, and then we went to lunch, and because I think what Charles had, like, our director at the time, he had some like medical thing, so he had to leave. So Greg actually directed it at first, and then he was fine, so he came back from lunch, and just when I thought it was all over, we had to do it again, and I was like, oh my God, you've got to be kidding me. But I think it. I don't know. It was. I think it was worth getting it right, I guess, right?
This question's for all of you. I was just wondering, for those of you who did not keep your name for the show, what made you pick that name, or what's behind the name, I guess?
Oh.
Well,
I
we
think
didn't
it's
get
really
to pick
simple.
our names.
Yeah.
So, Greg, why do some of us have our names and some do not?
Okay, so I'm just by nature very lazy, and I shifted names that were in the English version as pretty much not very much. Tim became Jim. And these guys' characters were not in the English script. And being lazy, I just said, okay, Angela, you're Angela. Oscar, you're Oscar. That's it.
There you go.
No, but wait, Greg, you went to college with an actual Jim Halpert and an Andy Bernard.
Well, yes, that's true. Andy Bernard and Jim Halpert are two actual friends of mine from my school, like elementary school. And yes, they love seeing their names.
My question is for Phyllis. When you were talking about disclosing relationship information to HR, you asked about a one-night stand. I want to know who the one-night stand was with.
I don't think I should disclose that. That was a prior relationship.
That was really cute.
All right, our next question comes from Stephanie, and Stephanie is from Carbondale.
This is to Greg or Mindy as writers. I was wondering what Dwight would think of the UFO that crashed in Carbondale in the 70s.
I think he's got a piece of it at his farm, probably.
He either utterly believes in it or thinks it's like a giant hoax. Like I think he's on one side or the other with it. That's amazing. How remiss of us to not have known that. Is there any other alien landings or other things? Leave notes for me at the Radisson, and I'll claim them as my own.
Can I ask how many people in the room is their first time in Scranton? Was it what you thought it was going to be from watching the show?
Are you having fun?
Will you come back next year?
My question's for Angela, and I wanted to ask who's more boyfriend material, Andy or Dwight?
How old are you?
Go ahead, answer.
Hi, Ed Helms. Sitting next to me. Oh, no. Well, you know, I sort of think Dwight is Angela's weird soulmate. Yeah, so, sorry. But, you know, she's going to check out the Nard Dog for a little bit, I think. I have no idea what her previous relationships are like, but I think that Dwight and her are so perfect on paper. They're both like militant. They like clipboards and bossing people around, and they take work way too seriously. So I think for her, possibly, in my opinion, Dwight. Yeah.
It's okay.
I just want to know how you deal with jokes made at your own expense regarding either ethnicity or body weight and things of that nature.
That's a great question. I actually have said before, you can't have thin skin in our cast. Let's see. They talked about my dermatitis one time.
My anal fissures.
Yeah.
They're doing fine, by the way. Well, that's the thing, it's everybody. Like, would you like to try my Googie Googie? I mean, like, you could go down the line and you would probably have some great memorable joke about everybody's, like you couldn't be Santa because you're black. Like, there's so many. I could just look at it. There's
Baleful
so.
eyes.
Yeah.
Booster seat, pipsqueak.
I think the point of these jokes is that it's satiric, and I hope, I certainly hope that a lot of you, or most of you, or all of you, get that is an inappropriate way to behave. And I just have a little story. The actor named Toby Huss, who plays the grandfather on King of the Hill, went home one time to his home in Iowa, where his parents are, and this woman that he met, an old woman who said that she hated the show because her husband loved the Cotton Hill character, who's complete misogynistic, old-fashioned person, and that her husband kept slapping her in the butt and saying, "Women, bring me my sandwiches," and it was horrible. We were like, we didn't mean for that to be imitated, but. Hopefully the idea behind the satire is that's a mistake.
Hi, guys. My question is actually for the entire cast. I just wondered how you guys felt being a part of something that was able to do this, bring people together from around the world.
I just had a thought, actually, like a minute ago. I looked around and said, this is happening right now. And it is overwhelming and so beautiful. And then when Greg asked who's here, first time to Scranton, and so many people clapped. It was like, it's overwhelming. Thank you. God bless you all.
Yeah.
I just want to.
Really,
sorry.
No, that's really true. Seeing so many hands of so many people who are here for the first time, I think is remarkable. And I will tell you, maybe there's someone from further away, but somebody yesterday, I made them show me their identification because I did not believe them. We have at least 2 people here from Ireland who flew in. And
Ruth and Paul.
Ruth and Paul.
Can you please stand up?
Yeah.
Are you here?
Yeah, is Ruth and Paul here?
Are Ruth and Paul here?
There they are.
I love you guys.
Oh my
I
God.
love you guys. That is the coolest thing ever.
Awesome. Hey guys.
Anyway, the support from people obviously coming here, but also the people who live here and around here has been outstanding. Both this weekend and when Angela and I were here before. We're really happy to be here.
Also, I just want to add, you know, when you're on a show, when you're an actor on a show, so often we do shows that, as Angela said, you really don't care that much about, and then when you find out that you care about the show and all these other people do too, it's kind of baffling and kind of, you know, surreal, to be honest, to see all of your faces out there looking at us, and, you know, with such excitement and exuberance and love and zest for this show. It really, there's just nothing better for an actor to feel that you're reaching people. That's the greatest thing about television, is it reaches so many people, and you know, just amazing. I think we all feel the same way. It's just, it's incredible, really.
Yeah.
It's historical. It's groundbreaking. You are helping us make history. You are making history by being here. We'll look back on this years from now, and we'll be able to say we were all in Scranton together.
That's right.
And we had a good time.
That's right.
And how many TV shows can you say that about in this day and age? Not many.
Not many. I definitely think no matter what we do with our careers from here on out, you know, nothing will compare to this. Really, I mean, an office convention in Scranton? I mean, come on. It's amazing.
Ed, my question's for you. What does it feel like for your character to be the only one that survived Willy Wonka's chocolate factory?
I can sum that up in one word: Dawsome. Doompity Dawsome.
This question is more for Greg. And I know the show is shot in documentary style, so what I'm wondering is if you're going to keep going in that direction, and if the show in the world of The Office actually airs. Like, will the characters ever be recognized?
We've talked about that in the writers' room. I think it is coming, but it's a big change. So we're, you know, we got to pace it. We don't see the end of the show yet in sight, but you know, maybe. Yeah, so not for a while. Not for a while, but it's not just documentary style. It's, I mean, obviously the cameras are there. Everybody knows that they're there in the room. So I don't think we can really shift it because they've actually gone to Scranton and filmed this for 4 years. But that's how it happens in documentaries. Sometimes it takes a long time to get all the footage you need. Sometimes it takes 10 years.
Planet Earth? Yeah, really.
My question is for everybody. I was just wondering, if there's one thing you guys all want to do before you leave Scranton, what is it?
I want to have a drink with each and every one of you.
That is shameless.
And the final
That's over 21.
I want to kiss Mindy.
Are there times that you wish that you were on cable rather than NBC so you could push the envelope a little further?
No.
Get out, everybody.
Thank you, Scranton.
Thank you.